Have you ever stopped to think about games that, despite being true masterpieces, ended up getting lost in the sea of releases and didn't achieve the commercial success they deserved? In a world where every launch is an event, it's easy to overlook those gems that failed in sales but shone in quality and innovation. We'll explore some of the best games that, although they didn't capture the market as expected, offer unforgettable experiences. These titles prove that a game's value goes beyond numbers and into its ability to delight its players. This is Jax. If you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel. I bring daily content so you don't miss a beat in the gaming universe. If you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it. From gamer to gamer. Kicking off our list, we have Lost Planet Extreme Condition, which launched with an ambitious proposal but unfortunately didn't achieve the expected sales success. Despite that, the game stood out for its fast-paced gameplay and immersive setting on a frozen, hostile planet. It created a unique atmosphere, combining intense action with a survival backdrop filled with giant creatures and extreme weather conditions. The combat system is one of its standout features, especially with the use of mechs, which brought a unique dynamic to battles. The constant sense of danger, the need to manage resources to survive, and the exploration of frozen environments add layers of depth to the experience, keeping the player engaged the entire time. Even with its lower-than-expected reception, those who ventured into the game know it delivers moments of pure adrenaline, with smart level design and mechanics that remain innovative and fun even today. It's a classic that deserves to be rediscovered by action game fans. In second place, we have Brütal Legend, a game that uniquely blended action and real-time strategy. Unfortunately, it didn't achieve the commercial success it aimed for, possibly because its genre mix confused many players. However, it delivered a captivating story set in a fantasy world inspired by heavy metal culture, filled with humor and iconic characters, making it a truly different experience. One of its standout features is the seamless integration of musical elements into the gameplay. Battles unfold like grand rock concerts, with the player commanding armies of headbangers in epic confrontations. The soundtrack, packed with heavy metal classics, amplifies the immersion, creating an environment where every battle feels like a massive rock show. Despite its lukewarm reception in terms of sales, Brütal Legend built a loyal fan base that appreciates its irreverent humor, innovative mechanics, and heartfelt tribute to heavy metal. It's one of those games that deserve more recognition for the creativity and originality they brought to the table. In third place, we have Alpha Protocol, a spy RPG that didn't get the attention it deserved. Released to mixed reviews, many pointed out technical flaws and graphics that were below expectations for the time. However, behind these criticisms, the game offered a highly engaging RPG experience full of meaningful moral choices that directly impacted the story and character development. The gameplay allows players to shape their approach, from stealth to direct combat, depending on the choices made. The branching narrative is one of its strongest points, with multiple endings and dynamic dialogues that change based on decisions. Combined with its focus on espionage and political intrigue, it creates an immersive experience that remains relevant for those seeking a unique RPG outside traditional standards. Despite its technical shortcomings, it became a cult classic among RPG fans, especially for the way it allowed players to craft their own stories in a world of espionage. The engaging experience and choices that truly mattered in the unfolding plot make this a title worth revisiting. Continuing, we have Sunset Overdrive, a vibrant and personality-filled game that, despite its originality, didn't achieve the expected success. It stood out for its irreverent and chaotic approach, with an open world full of color, sharp humor, and gameplay that encouraged constant mobility. Even with this innovative proposal, it struggled to attract a large audience at launch. The action is frenetic, and movement is key to survival, with players using rails, walls, and exaggerated jumps to traverse the map while taking down hordes of enemies. This unique traversal mechanic, combined with an arsenal of over-the-top weapons, makes the experience incredibly fun and distinct from other open-world games. Additionally, the vibrant and exaggerated visual style contributes to the feeling of being on a roller coaster of chaos. Although it didn't achieve the commercial success expected, this is one of those games that, over time, has gained recognition for its innovation and bold approach. It offers something few games can: pure, unfiltered fun, blended with a carefree attitude that makes it unforgettable for those who experienced it. In fifth place, we have Alien Isolation, a game that masterfully captured the tension and horror of the film franchise, but unfortunately, didn't achieve the commercial success it deserved. The game is a lesson in suspense, with the player constantly hunted by a relentless creature, creating an atmosphere of constant fear and unease. Despite its initially mixed reception, it is often mentioned as one of the best survival horror games in recent years. The gameplay focuses heavily on stealth, where every movement must be calculated to avoid detection. One of the game's most impressive features is the alien's artificial intelligence, which learns from the player's actions, making each encounter unique and unpredictable. The creature doesn't follow set patterns, keeping the tension high as its movements are impossible to predict. This element was so impactful that the director of the latest film in the franchise revealed he used the game as a basis to create the atmosphere of terror and isolation in the movie, highlighting the game's importance in the Alien universe. Even though it didn't perform well commercially, this is a game that has left its mark on horror and sci-fi fans. It's a masterpiece of tension and atmosphere that deserves to be experienced by anyone who enjoys the genre. Moving forward, we have Spec Ops: The Line, a game that initially seemed like just another generic military shooter, but surprised players with its incredibly deep and unsettling narrative. Despite its emotional impact, it didn't achieve significant commercial success. However, its story, which addresses the consequences of war and moral choices, is what truly sets it apart from other titles in the genre. The gameplay is solid, but the real draw lies in the narrative and how it makes players question their own actions. Every decision has consequences, affecting both the storyline and the protagonist, who faces the horrors of war in a visceral way. This creates an introspective and emotional experience, far beyond the typical shooter. Even with modest sales, the game became a cult classic, recognized for its boldness in tackling profound themes and subverting genre expectations. Its narrative and emotional impact continue to be praised, making it a memorable experience for those who played it. In seventh place, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, a game that brought fresh energy to the superhero genre in video games, but unfortunately didn't achieve the commercial success it deserved. The game surprised many with its engaging narrative, humor-filled dialogue, and incredible chemistry between the characters. However, despite the strength of the film franchise, it didn't meet the expected sales performance. The gameplay focuses heavily on the interaction between the team members, allowing the player to command and coordinate their abilities strategically. Battles are dynamic and offer plenty of options, but the real highlight is how the story unfolds. With sharp, witty dialogue, the game provides choices that influence the plot, giving players a sense of control over the story's direction. The colorful environments, with vibrant planets and eye-catching scenery, make the experience even more immersive. Each location feels carefully crafted to reflect the Guardians' unique style, offering moments of both action and exploration, ensuring the adventure stays engaging from start to finish. Though overlooked by many, this game delivers one of the best narrative and character interaction experiences within the superhero genre. It's a charismatic and energetic adventure, complete with an impeccable soundtrack full of 80s classics, that wins over the hearts of those who take the plunge into this unique journey. In eighth place, we have Splinter Cell Blacklist, a title from the famous espionage franchise that, despite its quality, didn't achieve the commercial success it deserved. The game brought back stealth action with incredible refinement, blending classic action elements with more modern approaches. Even with critical acclaim, it didn't reach the sales performance that its predecessors had. Where the game truly shines is in its gameplay. It allows players to choose between a silent, calculated approach or a more aggressive, direct style, offering flexibility for different playstyles. The mission customization system and the protagonist's skill upgrades add layers of depth, encouraging experimentation. The levels are designed to offer multiple ways to complete objectives, providing a sense of freedom. Additionally, the cooperative multiplayer mode was a standout feature, allowing two players to team up and complete missions in a tactical, efficient manner. Despite its modest sales performance, the game gained a loyal fanbase that appreciates its balance between action and stealth. It delivers an extremely polished espionage experience, with challenges that keep players engaged from start to finish. For many, it's considered one of the best entries in the series, even if it didn't achieve the commercial success of other titles. In ninth place, we have Immortals of Aveum, a game that brought an innovative approach by combining fantasy elements with first-person action. Despite gaining some attention at launch, the game didn't achieve the expected commercial success. Its unique premise, set in a world powered by magic where players use magical abilities in fast-paced combat, offered an experience different from traditional shooters. The gameplay provides a dynamic blend of magic and quick combat, requiring players to master 3 different types of spells to overcome enemies. The game encourages strategic use of these spells, as players must switch between offensive and defensive magic depending on the situation. The world of Aveum is rich in visual detail, with epic landscapes and stunning environments that invite players to explore every corner of this magical universe. The progression mechanics are also a strong point, allowing players to develop their skills and adapt their combat style as they advance through the campaign. Though it didn't achieve the commercial success expected, the game managed to captivate those who appreciate a solid mix of fantasy and action. The combination of powerful spells with intense combat provides an engaging experience full of strategic possibilities, ensuring that dedicated players can fully explore everything the world of Aveum has to offer.
Your men killed my family. Don't turn your back on me!
In 10th place, we have Titanfall 2, a game that, despite its exceptional quality, was overshadowed by other major releases at the time. Although it didn't achieve the commercial success it deserved, it is widely recognized for its fluid gameplay and innovative design. The blend of fast-paced infantry combat and the use of giant mechs offers a unique gaming experience that few titles can replicate. The single-player campaign is surprisingly well-crafted, with an engaging narrative and levels that encourage creative use of the player's movement abilities. The level design is a standout feature, providing varied challenges and innovative mechanics, such as time manipulation, that create truly memorable gameplay moments. Additionally, the multiplayer mode is dynamic and full of options, with a well-structured progression system and battles that perfectly balance the action between pilots and their titans. Though it was unjustly overlooked at its release, Titanfall 2 remains one of the best shooters of the past decade. The fluidity of the combat, combined with the epic scale of battles, makes it a must-play for anyone who enjoys fast-paced action and polished game mechanics. In 11th place, we have Prey, a game that delivered an immersive sci-fi experience, but unfortunately didn't achieve the commercial success it deserved. Set in a futuristic space station overrun by aliens, the combination of psychological horror with exploration and innovative combat makes it one of the best games in the genre. Despite positive critical reception, it didn't manage to reach a wide audience at the time of its release. The gameplay stands out for the freedom it offers players. There are numerous ways to approach each situation, Whether through conventional weapons or special abilities, the atmosphere is richly crafted, with excellent sound design and a space station filled with intricate details, encouraging deep exploration. The game also excels with its clever puzzles and an engaging pace that keeps players immersed from start to finish. Though it didn't achieve the commercial success expected, Prey garnered a loyal fanbase that appreciates its intelligent approach to sci-fi and its ability to provide a unique gaming experience. With an intriguing narrative and innovative mechanics, it remains one of the most underrated titles of its generation. In 12th place, we have Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, a game that, despite being part of an iconic franchise and offering high-quality gameplay, didn't achieve the commercial success it was expected to. The game continued the series' tradition with an engaging narrative and a cyberpunk world full of possibilities, allowing players to explore and make decisions that shape the outcome of the story. Despite these strengths, it fell short in terms of sales performance. The gameplay blends action and stealth, giving players the choice of how to approach each challenge. Customization options and character progression offer a great deal of flexibility in playstyle, while the level design encourages exploration and experimentation. The narrative also tackles complex themes such as discrimination and social control, adding depth to the story and further immersing players in its futuristic world. Although its commercial performance was limited, the game shines in its depth and freedom of choice. It stands as one of the best examples of interactive storytelling, offering not only a wealth of content, but also a truly immersive experience. The world is filled with details that invite players to explore and uncover every nuance, while prompting reflection on moral and social issues. With refined mechanics and an engaging plot, it is an essential experience for fans of RPGs and cyberpunk, solidifying its place as a hidden gem within the genre.
Listen up, everyone. Chang's hacked into the Jin's radio signal. Checking the patch now. We should be hearing Sing any second.
Continuing, we have Ryse Son of Rome, a game that impressed with its stunning visuals, but unfortunately didn't achieve the success it was expected to. As one of the major launch titles of the last generation of consoles, it garnered attention for its realistic graphics and immersive portrayal of ancient Rome. However, criticisms regarding its repetitive gameplay ultimately affected its reception. The strength of this title lies in its ability to engage players with brutal, cinematic battles, where each strike feels impactful. Although the combat system is relatively simple, it still provides a satisfying experience, with a story focused on epic battles and intrigue within the Empire. The environments are richly detailed, transporting players to the battlefields of ancient Rome, with visuals that remain impressive even today. Despite its limited commercial success, Ryse stands out primarily for its exceptional visual quality, which continues to serve as a benchmark. Every detail, from the soldier's armor to the towering Roman monuments, is recreated with an extraordinary level of precision and realism rarely seen at the time. The textures, lighting, and fluid animations create a deep sense of immersion, making players feel as though they've truly stepped into ancient Rome in all its grandeur. The graphical quality is a true digital masterpiece, encouraging players to pause and admire the sheer magnificence of the scenery and visual effects. Even with its simpler gameplay, Ryse's visual impact remains impressive, solidifying it as a technical milestone in the gaming industry. In 14th place, we have Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, a game that, despite its compelling narrative and creative design, did not achieve the expected commercial success. Based on the same classic Chinese tale that inspired Black Myth, this game adapts the story in an original way, bringing elements of this rich mythology into a post-apocalyptic future. Despite positive reviews, it failed to reach the audience it deserved, The story follows two protagonists who must unite to survive in a world devastated by wars and machines. The narrative is moving as it explores the development of the relationship between the characters, which starts off tense, but evolves into something much deeper as the plot progresses. The game reinterprets the themes of the classic Journey, where the protagonist takes his companion on an adventure filled with dangers and discoveries, offering a new perspective on a well-known story, but set in a chaotic and technological future. The gameplay combines action and exploration in lush, vibrant environments, despite the devastated setting. The highlight is the interaction between the two protagonists, which not only guides the narrative but also influences how players solve puzzles and confront enemies. The creative adaptation of the original tale is reflected in every aspect of the game, from the challenges to the emotional dynamics between the characters. Even without high sales numbers, Enslaved established itself as a cult title, praised for its unique approach to the classic Journey to the West and the way it creates a lasting emotional connection with players. In 15th place, we have Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, a game that, despite being a highly anticipated release, failed to achieve the commercial success many had hoped for. Although it introduced innovative mechanics and showcased a visually captivating design, it struggled to capture the attention of the broader audience. This underperformance can partly be attributed to the fierce competition in the gaming market and a perceived lack of groundbreaking elements compared to earlier titles in the series. Set against a backdrop of epic adventures and challenges, players embark on a quest to restore honor and save a kingdom. The storyline delves deep into mythological themes and intricacies, providing a fresh take on the classic lore with new twists and turns. The narrative is rich in intrigue, with memorable moments and dramatic scenes that strive to evoke emotional connections. However, despite its efforts, it didn't quite manage to make the same impact as previous entries in the franchise. The gameplay blends fast-paced action with platforming elements, offering a dynamic and immersive experience. Players are challenged with intricate level designs and responsive controls, keeping them engaged through various combat and traversal mechanics. While it received praise for its design and gameplay, it faced difficulties standing out in a crowded market. It delivers an enjoyable adventure, appealing to both longtime fans of the series and newcomers who appreciate action platformers. In 16th place, we have The Order, a title that, despite its intriguing concept and impressive visuals, struggled to make a significant impact in the gaming world. The game's setting in an alternate Victorian London, combined with its promise of a gripping narrative and high production values, created a lot of hype. However, it faced criticism for its short length and lack of substantial gameplay innovation, which affected its commercial success. The story immerses players in a world where historical figures and mythical creatures collide. As part of a secret order protecting humanity from supernatural threats, players engage in a narrative filled with dark secrets and high-stakes drama. The plot's depth and atmosphere are commendable, presenting a fresh take on historical fiction, but the experience felt somewhat constrained due to the game's focus on cinematic presentation over gameplay variety. Gameplay combines third-person shooting mechanics with a strong emphasis on cinematic storytelling. While the graphics and art design are visually stunning, they don't entirely compensate for the gameplay's linear progression and limited interactivity. The game's narrative and visual appeal might attract those interested in its unique setting and story, but it faced challenges in standing out amid more dynamic and expansive titles. Even so, it offers an intriguing experience for fans of narrative-driven games and historical settings. Continuing, we have Hi-Fi Rush, a game that, despite its inventive approach and colorful style, did not achieve the commercial success that many anticipated. This title offered a fresh blend of rhythm and action, aiming to provide players with a unique and immersive experience. However, despite its promising concept, it struggled to capture a significant audience, likely due to a saturated market and the challenge of distinguishing itself among a sea of new releases. The storyline transports players to a vibrant world where music and action are intricately woven together, resulting in a narrative that is both energetic and engaging. The protagonist finds themselves in a high-stakes battle, with every movement synchronized to a pulsating soundtrack that enhances the overall experience. This integration of rhythm with combat not only adds depth to the narrative, but also creates a distinctive sensory experience. However, despite the creative concept, the game's execution faced difficulties in making a lasting impression, possibly due to intense competition and a lack of a more pronounced market identity. Gameplay is where he truly shines, offering a dynamic mix of rhythmic elements and energetic combat. Each action is precisely timed to the beat of the music, resulting in a fluid and immersive experience that keeps players hooked. The vibrant, visually striking environments and the carefully crafted soundtrack contribute to making the game memorable. Despite this, some players might find the gameplay lacking in depth and variety, which could have contributed to its less-than-stellar reception. Nevertheless, the game stands out for its bold creativity and musical innovation, providing an intriguing option for those looking for something fresh and different in their gaming experiences. And I want to know from you, which of these games have you played? What did you think of them? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Of course, it's possible I missed a game that should be on this list. If you have a game in mind that you think deserves a spot here, share it in the comments. I'm always looking for new recommendations and love hearing your opinions. Don't forget to subscribe to the Play Hunters channel and turn on notifications. This way, you'll stay updated with all the latest in the gaming world and won't miss any new releases. I'm leaving a card on the screen with classic games every gamer needs to play. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Just click to watch. A big hug, and see you tomorrow.